Dan RadioStyle, hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. 4 simple steps to removing doubts. I know, I was doubting I was even going to finish the sentence. I know, it's crazy. A lot of us, when we're going through this whole law of attraction, whole manifestation thing, especially early on, do have many doubt cycles. A lot of these doubt cycles are for reasons that are sometimes outside of our control, but really, if you look at how things are created, usually caused by us. But anyways, one example, right? You start talking to friends. Friends mean well. A lot of times they'll ask questions. They're like, well, why didn't they text you back? And all of a sudden now you're spinning down this whole doubt path, right? You weren't expecting to go there. You've been really good about your thoughts for the past couple days. And friend Barney comes in and says, hey, what about this? And you're like, frick. So there's one way it can happen. On top of that, another thing that can happen, and this is actually something that's a little more controllable on our side as well, but maybe you're trying to manifest something that is freaking miles ahead of where you're at. Maybe right now you make $30 an hour and you're trying to manifest $1,000 an hour. Well, that's a giant jump. I'm not saying it can't be done, but it creates a lot of doubts. It's hard for our minds to imagine what's the difference between me making $30 an hour and me making $1,000 an hour. There's a huge difference, right? So that can cause a lot of doubts. Doubts can happen because we're trying to go after somebody and maybe they were mad at us and we haven't forgiven each other and we ended on a bad note and there's a lot of things that maybe aren't worked out. And so because of those things, we have doubts. Or what a lot of people call, hey, I'm not doubting, I'm just being real. Well, yeah, of course. Being real is great. But what reality do you desire? I mean, again, it's focus-based universe. We've talked about this in countless videos. So focus-based universe. What we focus on is what we get more of. Problem is, with doubts, it ends up drawing our focus into the negative. And in a lot of cases, that will keep you from what you're manifesting. It's not that the universe is like, well, but he means well, so the fact that he doubts himself 51% of the time, we'll let it ride and let it slide. And it's like, no. You're held accountable to your thoughts. Your thoughts are yours to create. They're one of your methods of creation. What you think, what you say, and what you do is how we create. It's how we manifest. It's how things happen. It's how that energy is called upon, like we say consciously to the universe source, hey, this is what I want. Universe source is like, all right, cool. Let me start putting Legos together and build it for you. Hopefully you all know what Legos are. They're awesome. I'd like to get some. That'll be one thing I will buy boxes of Legos at some point in my life just because they're so much fun. I don't have time to play with them, mind you, but I want to own Legos. So 4 simple steps. One of the first most important things, and I realized I found this list and I'm like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I do. The first thing you do is accept the doubt. So many of us, we have doubts. We're doubting that so-and-so, we're doubting that Sue is gonna forgive us, or that Jeff can get over that I cheated, or whatever. Like whatever extreme crazy thing has happened in your situation, or why you doubt. Maybe it's so large that what you're going for, it's too big, right? It's too big to believe in. Maybe you haven't done some of the smaller manifestations, which we've talked about. When the doubts pop in, don't try to be like affirmation them away, right? Like you put up your guard, your affirmation guard. You're like, no, I stay away. Affirmation kung fu, fighter, right? No, that's not what you do. Accept the doubt. The doubt's your friend. If the doubt asks you to pick it up at the airport, pick it up at the airport. You're that kind of friend with your doubt. Enjoy the doubt. Be aware of the doubt. The doubt's good. Now, you're saying, wait, hang on a second, Dan. I think the name of your title, your video, you've missed a step here. You've said something to the effect of removing doubts. Here you are telling me to accept them. Yes, step 1, accept, embrace, hug, love that doubt, rub it, whatever you got to do. Acknowledge the doubt. It's important. Now, step 2. Oh, you didn't think this doubt thing was for nothing. These shenanigans, right? Make peace with the worst case scenario. This, I do strongly believe it. A lot of people, I'm going to start right just from the get-go. It's focus-based universe. All you're going to throw the words back at me. Yes, you're right. It's focus-based universe. Dan, you're asking me to focus on something that's negative. Yes, but you're already doubting. You want to doubt less? Then here's what I recommend. Spend a small amount of time, instead of a large amount of time doubting, spend a small amount of time thinking about what is the worst case example. I'm trying to manifest a girlfriend, trying to manifest a relationship with someone. Worst case thing is that doesn't happen. Worst case is Sue doesn't want me back. Worst case is I don't get the promotion. Worst case is I don't get the job. Worst case is I don't move. What's the worst thing that can happen? Look at that. Acknowledge that. Have a backup plan if you need to. If this happens, if this becomes my reality, I will do X, Y, and Z. I will take care of it. I always say, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. I live by that. It's served me very well. There, yes, are times. Have I manifested 100% of all the things I asked for exactly how I asked for them? No. There are times where I've asked for things, and I think, honestly, the answer was no. No. And I can come up with, I'll do a whole show, but none of you would want to see it, but a whole show on why no is sometimes the answer. Sometimes it is. But this works. You make peace with the worst case scenario. When you do that, when you've got your backup plan, when you know if this happens this way, if my manifestation does not occur the way I'm trying to make it, what will I do? This is what I'll do. Perfect. Perfect. Now that I have my backup plan, now that I know no matter what, I'll be okay, right? No matter what, you're okay. You're okay because you got a backup plan. You're okay because if you don't get X, you will do Y. Not the end of the world, right? Again, that's that small percentage, okay? Cool. Glad we were able to make peace with that. Now, drop the subject. Drop it. You're done. You're good. The doubt has been subsided. You looked at it, you embraced it, you hugged it, you petted it, you got in close, you maybe took a nap with it, curled up, cuddled, a little cuddling, maybe some spooning, right? Just some love, just some general love, not over the top. That'd be ridiculous. Come on, it's doubt. Let's not go all the way. I mean, but you're going to drop the subject. You're going to let it go. You're going to let it be at peace with itself. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean you stop doing the work? No. Now, you've dealt with the doubt. The doubt is dealt with. Now, you go back to your positive work. You're continuing your imagining from, or maybe your affirmations. Maybe you're doing living in the end. Maybe you're doing as if. Maybe you're doing your 55 times 5. Maybe you're doing vision board. Maybe you're doing whatever. Daily meditation, nightly meditation, imagining, whatever fancy schmancy name you've got for it. Continue doing that. Continuing doing that. And the best part, you wait. That's it. You wait. It's called the art of allowing. And the whole concept of doubt is resistance to what you're creating. It is not allowing. It's the opposite of allowing is what doubt is. It's that part of us that's into controlling. It's that part of us that is afraid, what if? It's that part of us that is so put so much effort and importance on this thing that I have to deal with the fact that it may not happen because of how much pressure I've put on it, how much importance I've put on it. Like, I've done shows on how there's a lot of bad habits that people do in manifesting that aren't helping you, right? Doubt is not the only thing that screws people up. I mean, there's many, right? But doubt is one that actually erodes away at any progress you make. And doubt's one of those things where it's like the wound and you slap a Band-Aid on it, but it's still like, it's still infected. It still needs help. It needs to be cleaned and maybe have some salve put on it and then slap a Band-Aid on it maybe to keep it from getting dirty and gross, right? But if we just keep slapping a Band-Aid on it and it keeps festering, well, the problem's still there. The doubt is still there. When you embrace it, hug it, love it, when you look at it and then say, okay, I got you, and here's what's the worst scenario, and here's what happens, and if I don't get to be with them, then I guess I'll have to meet someone else. Obviously, source, higher self, universe doesn't want me to be alone. That's not the benefit. And if someone else's higher self, or if someone else's, they have their own free will, right? If they choose some different choice than you, that's their prerogative to do so. That's their choice. That's why we have free will. So again, get that component covered. Like, yeah, there's a chance you may not get it. For the majority of it, and for a large number of people, This law of attraction stuff will get you going in the direction. Again, if you're doing self-love, if you're properly doing this, if you're being good to there, like there's a whole slew of things that go into just, it's not just thinking positive thoughts and you'll get what you ask for. It's not just focusing on it. No, there's a belief aspect. There's it, whether it's beneficial to multiple people or whether you're asking harm unto another. It's whether someone's got free will or you're trying to take that away from them. There's many factors that come into play. But doubts, once you've covered all of those and once you've kind of gone back to the working on the subject, you will notice that this manifestation happens much, much quicker. And the reason being is every time the doubt pops in your head, you're fine with it. You've got a solution to it. You're like, it's okay. And really because of that, it's not powerful anymore. Great example. This will kind of how we'll pull it out at the end here. A lot of times people like to tease others. Maybe you were in school and you got teased, you got made fun of. Maybe you had an overbite, right? Maybe you had cross-eyed. Maybe you wore glasses, right? Any number of things. Maybe you just failed to shave all the damn time, and maybe you were a lady, and that was sort of a problem in and of itself, right? Maybe you got teased. The thing about teasing that's such an amazing thing for those that do the teasing is when you get a reaction, when that person acts on that, when they get all uptight, when your overbite's crazy looking, and you're like, really, do you hear yourself? And you were funny, right? But that's it. That's what they can't, and then it bothers you, and you focus on it, and you give them power, and you're a jerkhole. Now they've got power. Now it matters. When someone says, you're overbite, and you just ignore them, or be like, and that's it, and that's all they got out of you, they don't do it anymore because it doesn't get a reaction. Doubts are the same way. When there's nothing to react to the doubt, when there's nothing to get, oh my God, I had a doubt, oh my God. Or, oh no, I'm having doubts, this must not mean, right? Like we go down all these different crazy paths. I shouldn't have doubts. But, once you get past all that, once you acknowledge that, whatever, there's no power anymore. The doubts just don't need to happen. There's no benefit of it. To me, what doubts represent, honestly, to me, what a doubt represents is an unresolved concept or an unresolved thought or an unresolved situation with my plan. My plan is basically what I'm manifesting. If I'm having doubts, there's something that's not quite resolved in that plan. Once I figure that out, once I come to terms with it, once I work it out, once I acknowledge it, accept it, whatever, oftentimes it goes away. It's that powerful. When you give it all that attention and you freak out, it doesn't go away. You can't make something go away that you keep staring at and saying, I don't want you, I don't want you, I don't want you, I don't want you. Don't look at it. Turn away. Oh, I can't see it anymore. Right. Whatever you put attention on, you can't make it go away. To make something go away, you have to put attention on something else. Period. Hopefully this makes a difference. 4 simple steps to removing doubts. Always a good time getting back into these videos. Stay on RadioStyle. Thank you so much. Subscribe if you haven't too, please. I always like that.